In this video, we're going to look at finding the whole from the part. Now, I've touched upon this in previous videos, but I'm going to do my best to summarize it with this quick video. So when you have a fraction, so just say it's 2/3, okay? And you want to find out what the whole is. This is the part, this is the whole. And if you remember from fractions, 2/3, so let's go back into the pizza days. My previous videos talk about my obsession with pizza, or if you're in my class, you already know. This is approximately 2/3. I know it's a little off, but give me a break here. 2/3, 3 parts are in the whole. This is one item. It's got 3 parts to it. So if I were to eat 2 parts, it would look something like this. So I ate 2 parts of a whole. So now if we were to make this into a bigger fraction, if the part is equivalent to 100, what would the whole be? Well, for people who know how to do mental math, you know you're just multiplying this by 50. So this would be 150. But if you really wanted to, you love cross multiplying like I do, you don't know what the denominator is, set up a cross multiply. So you can cross multiply here. 3 multiplied by 100 is 300. And now you divide going this way, divide by 2, it equals 150. So I'm hoping that some of you can find that cross multiplying, something I probably should have taught you earlier, but you need to understand fractions prior to me teaching you these little things, okay? There's a process here that we like to follow in mathematics, and I hope when you guys get older, you'll understand why I do what I do. So let's look at an example here. Okay, let's look at this question here. So we have 3/8 of the students take a bus to school, 3/5 of the students walk, the rest of them bike. And out of those, that's 20 students who bike to school. So now we need to find out how many students are at the school. So how are we going to do this? So let's figure this one out. So this is going to work a little differently. You have 2 fractions here. You don't have this fraction. So what we need to do is we need to get a fraction that's going to match all 3 of these, because we don't know how many students walk or take the bus. We know how many students ride their bike though, but that's 1 out of 3. So that's not enough information to just figure out the students. But we have 2 questions here that tell us the fraction. So let's go with the fraction. This fraction needs to add up to be a whole. So the whole has to be 1 out of 1, 100 out of 100, whatever it is. So let's take this fraction and this fraction here. So 3/8 and 3/5, that's the key here. So we have 3/8 and 3/5. We need to find a common denominator for these 2 numbers. Now, in previous videos, I've just advised my students to multiply the denominators by each other. So 8 needs to be multiplied by 5. That means this needs to be multiplied by 5. So for the bus, you would have 15 over 40. And then you have walking, which would have to multiply this by 8 as well. You would have 24 over 40. If we add these 2 together, you will get 15 plus 24 is 39 out of 40. Now, why is this significant? Well, it's significant because for bike, you need to add this to get 40 out of 40. Well, 39 plus what number gives us 40? We know it's 1. So bikers are 1/40th of the school's population. Okay, so now let's get that. This is important now. And we know the total number of students that bike are 20. We are looking for how many students are in the school. So in this case, the 20 students who bike to school, this is the part. How many students are in the school? This is the whole. So that means 20 we have to put this at the top. We don't know how many kids are in the school. There's an X right there. But look what we just did. We set up a nice little cross multiply. So if you take these two numbers here, 20 multiplied by 40 equals 800, and divide by 1, it's 800. So you would say, therefore, there are 800 students in the school. Now I want to check this because I'm not 100% sure I did this right. I might have made a mistake. So I'm going to check my 800 with these two right here. So for the bus students, I'm going to take 3/8, and now I think there's 800 students in the school. So that's my denominator, it's 800. So I've set up my cross multiply, 3 multiplied by 800, divide that by 8. So 300 students. Okay, 300 students. I'm gonna write this down here because I'm not 100% sure. I'm just checking my work here. 300 students are on the bus. So now let's do the walkers. 3/5, and we know there's 800 students in the school, at least that's what we think. We think there are 800 students. Again, we've set up a nice little cross multiply. 3 multiplied by 800, divide that by 5, you have 480. So this is 480 students. Okay, and this is 20 students who like to bike to school. I need to find the sum of these three numbers, and this sum needs to add up to 800 for me to be correct. 300, sorry, let's do that again. 300 plus 480 plus 20, that equals 800. So me double checking my work using cross multiply for a variety of different examples in different ways proves my answer. So this is why I recommend the cross multiplying method. I know you've seen this in a few videos now, but it really can be helpful. The more practice you get, the better you will get, and then you can just ignore cross multiply and you can rely on mental math or just decimals. But as for me, I always go back to cross multiply because it never fails me. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.